Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
All right. So, guys, it's been a blast. All right. If anything,
You don't want to see the Keem beef stuff? We still have the Keem beef stuff to get through.
If we want to have a future conversation with for example, bro side, and it's civil. All right, and it's not us attacking.
Yeah, why don't you come on? Why don't you come on again next week, Phil?
Exactly, because there's no point.
Come back next week. We'll find more evidence you can deny and run in circles from. We'll find more.
Because, like I said,
I'll make a video of 25 more correlations between your public statements saying I'm going out to eat, I'm going to Petco, and the bank leaks, and then you can deny that there's a real some more.
Again, if the bank leaks are real, none of it matters. It doesn't matter to anyone but people who obsess on it so they can make content and profit. It's that simple. My fans don't care. The viewers, contributors of my content don't care. They heard me talk about all this stuff before. They know I spend money.
If they didn't care, you wouldn't need to ban 1,200 people in 5-week period.
I didn't ban 1,200 people. I banned probably 1,000 bots who came in. It's the same people who harassed me. They come in. I was looking up the names, and then we got on another tangent. Like, for example, Lucky Jeans employee fat, reference to my wife being fat. Okay, that's the name that gets.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that one.
And they're all like that. I'm not even kidding.
Your wife, yeah, sure, permit.
They're all like that. So why do you think they're getting banned? Those
1,200 people insulted your wife in a 5-week period. It's all people who insulted your wife that you're banning.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at. Let's see.
Listen, it's not just insults. You don't take anybody who's critical of you.
Oh my God!
Somebody makes fun of you because you get fragged and you rage quit, and then they get permabanned. They can't even express their opinion.
That's ridiculous. It says
you're stomping on free speech over there, bro.
I'm now staring at 7 different accounts that are variations that say dox one of the name of my moderators, family, and kill them. That's what the name is. So why do you think I'm banning people?
All right, well, that one, sure.
You say that one. Do you want to see?
You just showed me 2. You 12 hours. You got 1,200 more that you can show me. You stomp all over free speech,
and again,
because you live in an echo chamber. You got to live in an echo chamber.
You've made my point that it doesn't matter what I say and do. That it's not good enough for people who want to grift off of making fun of me or crapping on me. So I don't care.
Phil, Steve, no disrespect to either of you. I do have to bounce, though.
All right, yeah.
Much respect.
Thank you for your help.
Phil,
Coyote said he banned me for asking him to bring back DSP Tries It. You banned that
Phil,
person
you
asking him to bring back something he liked.
You didn't run from me talking to you. You get a notch up.
How about you?
I don't. You've banned both my accounts that tried to talk in YouTube. You didn't run from me this time. I'll give you a notch up. It's not a big notch. I'll give you a notch up, man. But Steve, thank you for having me on. I do have to bounce out. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your help. Thank you. All right, Darkside Phil, you survived the interrogation. Do you want to come on next week? We'll come up with more evidence that you can deny.
I will because you know what it's going to be now. I mean, I don't know why you thought it was going to be anything different anyway. Like quite frankly.
Yeah, everybody told me you were just going to lie again.
It's the same. It's the same circle over and over. I give my answers. The same questions are asked. Nothing ever changes. For the record, you didn't know this. Everything you presented tonight has already been presented, and I've already answered it. Really, I'm not even kidding. There wasn't a single.
No, nobody's ever asked you publicly on a live stream about all the correlations.
Oh, yes, they have. I've heard the curls and twirls.
No, there's a couple of maybe
I've seen that spreadsheet.
Side scrollers, guys.
It's all been done.
Well, maybe Phil, you can understand though, like. If you look at the spreadsheets, you can understand why people are so upset because you're constantly begging for money, and the spreadsheet shows there's more money spent on a children's wrestling game than your mortgage. If these are true, you are a scumbag, bro. I'm sorry.
Here's what I will say. All right, because we could end it on a high note. Okay, here's what I will say. You can love me and hate me, whatever it is, and I get it. And, I do. I mean, I just did a 12-hour react to my documentary that talked all about this messed up stuff, okay? Today, I have aspired to change, and I have. If you take a look at the stuff that I'm doing, because I know you think I'm asking for mortgage payments. I'm not. This hasn't happened, okay? It's not happening. Today, I'm trying to be a better person, and I feel like I have improved a lot in the last couple of years. I say 2 or 3 years. I've actually improved a lot as a person and my content.
Since April, when you spent $4,000 on a children's wrestling game, April 2020, you've improved?
Oh, of course I have leaps and bounds. I have. As a person and as a creator and as a person who's more financially responsible, I have absolutely improved. I don't sit on my streams acting like I'm destitute. This doesn't happen. What it is you're coming out of context. You're coming in. I'm trying to like kind of replicate the positive motivation that Kino Casino has done. Let's have a positive goal. Be a jokester about it and say, oh, come on. You know, you didn't give it this. You didn't give enough here. Didn't you want to see the Arby's?
Well, yeah, I got a positive goal. And that is, to be honest, I have done my homework. People didn't think I was going to do my homework. And you know, so for my goal, I'm going to drink some beers and make the audience watch me while I read all these super chats.
You should.
Which could take quite a long time. But the grand total here is what interests me. And this may give you some clue as to why people are so upset. If the bank leaks are real, then you spent $44,000 on a children's wrestling game, but only $33,000 on your mortgage for that 18-month period.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money to spend on a children's game.
If
you really are doing that, you know, there's help. I could get you some help. I could get you in a program.
You don't need to help me because it's 2025, bro. Even if it were true, things are so different now. I'm telling you.
All right, well,
things are so much better.
You did promise your wife that you weren't going to play those games anymore. Did you break your promise to her?
I never promised my wife I was never going to play those games. What are you talking about?
You promised her that you weren't going to spend so much money on mobile games. I have the quote somewhere.
You're probably talking about many, many years ago, right? Yeah, of course. Here we go again.
A couple of years ago.
Again.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're doing it again, dude. I've already said none of this matters to my audience. None of it matters.
You're here. It doesn't matter, but you're here. So
what do you mean? But
okay.
I'm here. I'm here because you invited me, and I didn't know this is what it was going to be. I already told you. If I knew it was going to be you trying to talk about bank leaks for 3 hours, I would have been like, this is a waste of my time.
Well, yeah, I think it wasn't a waste of time. I think that now we know that you'll never own up to any. You ever notice something? Like a true narcissist, nothing is ever your fault. You notice that?
Oh,
like
that's
completely false. Financial trouble. It's your aunt's problem for.
So much stuff
for dying.
Did I not?
The detractors ruined your Twitch.
What are you talking
contract?
About? Did I not?
It wasn't you. I have clips of you saying the N-word on Twitch. You're blaming detractors for mass reporting you for losing your Twitch.
I never said that. I never said the N-word on Twitch. That's ridiculous too. I never.
Well, it was kind of. You did. It was kind of like a.
No, it wasn't. I never said.
Like,
never happened.
You kind of did. A stationary N. You said the word stationary and then N, and then
no, it wasn't. It
people in the live chat called it out, and you pretended you didn't say it. You know,
and what happened? Twitch contacted me, suspended the stream, saying I said it. I sent them the clip again. I said I never said it, and they unbanned me right away because it never happened. You know,
it sounded to me like you said it, but I don't know.
But again,
you're always blaming everybody else. It's never your fault.
Do you see the point? You moved the goal. You moved the goalpost again. Do you understand? You actually.
Look, I've offered you the road to redemption. You can fix this all right now.
There is no road to redemption.
Give me the records I asked for. Take the polygraph, or people will say you wouldn't take the polygraph because you've been lying for years. You won't show the records and the receipts because you've been lying for years.
Steve,
you're gonna say you've been lying for years, Phil.
Steve,
and you could fix this right now. You could make it all go away. Just take the polygraph. Give me the records. I've got NDAs standing by. You could talk to the lawyer that I had write up the NDAs. You could put new, clauses in there.
Steve,
you could prove that everybody's been wrong this whole time and that you haven't lied for years.
You could
prove it 100% easily.
With all due respect, if I gave you absolutely everything you want, no one would care. My detractors would still have a field day. You'd have a bunch of content. It doesn't help me at all.
I just know if thousands of people were calling me a liar constantly and I could clear it up in 20 minutes, I'd do it. 20 minutes to take the polygraph. 10 minutes to go get the bank records I asked for.
The polygraph
10 minutes to go get 10 minutes to go get the proof that you spent $1,500 on legal fees that I don't think you spent.
Proves
it's
nothing.
So simple.
The bank records, I'll be told, were fake. Every single thing. I've been through this already. Again, this is new to you. You're new to the game. You didn't even know.
Well, I'm an outsider looking in. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. You're new to the game. You haven't been through the dance. I have been through this dance for over
Well,
a
I've
decade.
been through all the evidence, and in my opinion, all your detractors are right. Those bank leaks are real. You've been lying about it for years because you don't want your audience to know that when you beg for money, you're going to spend thousands of dollars on a mobile game. By the way, you could open that up and prove that you're not spending thousands on a mobile game every month.
So that's fine. Okay. So now what we've established is you don't like me because you think that I'm a scumbag. You already said
no. I didn't say that. I want to find you a road to redemption.
You said that though. You outright said that.
I'll give you some props. You're a goddamn survivor. I've seen you go through shit that would have killed lesser grifters easily. I have seen you go through some shit. Those bank leaks came out. You came up with this whole concocted story about identity theft, which, by the way, you could prove. Give us the bank records that there was identity theft around that time. I don't think there was. It was all a cover story.
So Steve, here's the thing. You're seeking the truth. All right. The truth is this. I think everyone actually gives me more credit than I deserve. Because you think that I'm some kind of a mastermind who comes up with all this stuff.
No, I think you're kind of stupid. And the bank leaks prove it. Because there's no way somebody faked all that shit, Phil. There's no fucking way that they faked all that shit. There's too many dots to connecting. And I'm an outsider looking in. I don't have a horse in this race. I'm not on the detractor side. I'm not on your side. I'm not really on Kino's side.
And
by the way, I told them, like, I gotta investigate this and look into it honestly and report what I find.
That's baloney. Dude, you totally have a horse in the race because you have content now. You made money tonight. You're going to make more content on this. That's just the game.
I haven't decided that.
But dude, that's
quite
the game.
Quite honestly, Phil, sometimes I do the full court press like I just did on you tonight, and then I decide this grifter is not worth my time because I'd like to go for higher level people, or I don't want to punch down. And I feel like I do have some sympathy for you because every day when you wake up, you have to stream and lie to people to eat. And that's a sad state of existence. I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy.
I'm not lying to anyone when I stream. What are you talking about?
I think you lie constantly to get people to feel sorry for you. I mean, that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it, right?
Are you kidding me? How am I making people feel sorry for me? I will agree with you for the clips that you're bringing up from stuff from 5 years ago. That was the case.
You're tying your own noose here. Do you think I can't find more examples of you begging for money in the past 5 years, Phil?
Dude,
you think I'm not going to do that?
Hold on a second. Begging for money versus acting like I'm destitute are two completely different things. Say, support my content, hit the goal, versus, I need money because I'm desperate. I'm not doing that anymore. I've changed for the better, and I'm not.
You're well aware that in most streaming circles, that the general etiquette is that you ask for support once or twice in a stream. You don't do it 100 times.
Steve, you do realize that most people in streaming circles don't have entire cult-like communities who are dumping on them every 5 seconds.
No, I get that, but I can't find anybody else that asks for money as much as you. And honestly, I gotta respect that. I'm like, I thought everybody was exaggerating or embellishing until I found that site where you're like asking for money 88 times in 1 3-hour stream. Like, that's crazy. 88 times? Come on, guys. We got to get some support. I got to hit the goal tonight. I got to go shopping tomorrow. I need groceries. My cat needs food. Come on, bro.
I can't take credit for anything. Recently, I'll be honest, I have been inspired by Kino Casino to do it in a positive way. So it's not this negative spin, this begging spin. Instead, it's, hey, we want to hit the goals. We want to get this DSP tries it. We want to do a marathon. You want to see me try it.
Yeah, and on that, listen, look, this is just my 2 cents, and you can take it or leave it. But like, you're offering people incentives that most people think are stupid. Like, pay me money so I could eat fast food for you.
I'm open to other suggestions. Pay me money, other things.
But don't you do overtime? You got to stick to some rigid schedule. Why don't you do this? Why don't you say, pick a great retro game that you love, and I, who have a vast knowledge of video game history, will just talk about that game and its place in video game history for an hour if we hit the goal tonight. And then you're giving them what they're coming there for the video game content. Isn't that better than like, I'm going to eat a snack, or I'm going to show you my underwear or my socks?
Yeah, I would be open to that for sure. But that's not what people have asked for. But I always say to people, what are your suggestions? And I always take feedback now. I used to be different. I'm much different now as a content creator. I'm open to taking constructive suggestions. I could even bring that up tomorrow on my podcast and say, this is a suggestion Steve had. Would anyone be interested in that? Dude, I'm down for it. I really am. Like, the DSP tries it thing was a series. I stopped doing it. People were asking me for it constantly. So I brought it back as rewards. The only people who don't like it are my detractors.
In December, he had 2 slow days. He claimed his HOA sent an email on Sunday night telling him he needs $20,000 to replace his pipes. Then he grifted for 3 days.
False. Completely false. Taken out of context.
Are you sure?
Yes. What happened was,
what's the context? Did you say that you needed 20 grand and then
no,
and then beg?
That never happened. The HOA happened to send an email that said, FYI, the pipes are getting old in all these homes. You probably want to replace them and they're going to cost $20,000. And all I did, because we were having a conversation about stuff, I talked about the email. That was it. I never said, hey guys, let's do a fundraiser. Send me money to replace my pipes. I don't need to replace my pipes. And by the way, that 20 grand is only if you don't do proper maintenance and stuff. Then that's an emergency that the pipes burst. But you understand, Steve, you hear this is context. This is what you never hear. You got the super chat.
I just think it's cringe talking about. Did you know? Listen, in your defense, I'll say this. I one time had a detractor take something out of context, and that was this. 2 years ago, I was buying my son a PlayStation, and he doesn't listen to my show or whatever, so I could talk about it. I said, man, video games got so expensive. Like, the last console I bought was only like $200. That's how long ago it was. And like, wow, they got so expensive. And that turned into Steve is grifting for super chats to buy his son expensive toys. But here's the great part. My wife, the accountant, had already bought it, and I could show the receipt and say, fuck you. I wasn't grifting for super chats. I just casually mentioned, PlayStation's, wow, video games got so expensive. All the games are like $50, $75. And
so
I stopped playing games for years once I had kids because I just didn't have extra money.
So that's a great example. Now I want you to imagine that literally every other word out of your mouth that happens, because that's my existence. Like, that's the thing. There's so much of it that happens. It's just white noise to me. So I just ignore it and I just move on with my merry way and don't give a shit. That's why I don't care about disproving anything. I don't care about the detractors.
Speaking of rumors, I got a lot of rumors about your cat. Ask him why he spent hundreds of dollars on a flight stick, but would not spend money on his cat to have blood.
We're not going to talk about my cat.
All right. So you don't want to take viewer questions and clear some of this stuff up? You don't want to do that?
Dude, do you see what time it is? I got to get out.
You did 5 hours with those other guys. I just thought you'd want to,
Well, Steve, it's been wild. I see now what your angle was. Sadly, it wasn't.
Your burger rewards take up a lot of your streams, and you still ask for money during the reward stream.
Sadly, it wasn't.
Do you ask for money during the reward streams? Oh, one more question. Do you cut out the begging when you cut out the begging, dude? You cut out the begging on your streams.
So I'm gonna
and re-upload them
to everyone who watched tonight.
Begging. If you're not doing anything wrong, you wouldn't need to cut out the begging, bro.
Doesn't even know what he's talking about. So anyway, to everyone watching tonight,
you take the stream down and you cut out a lot of the begging.
I hope you enjoy.
Put it back.
I really do hope you enjoy.
Come on,
Steve,
wow, what a grip.
I'm not biting any of your hooks. It's all a waste of time. It was a good try. It was a good try, but I
tell viewers if they don't donate, that cat has to cook.
All right. So
you did do that. I heard that one.
Are we done now? Are we good?
I guess if you don't want to, go through the Keemstar stuff. You don't want to go through the Keemstar stuff.
We agreed to 90 minutes, and I gave you more than double that. So I think that at least deserves some respect.
All right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Everybody thought you would rage quit 10 minutes in. So yeah, I guess I give you some respect.
All right. All right. Well, that's it. I don't know. It's your show, but I got to get out of here.
All right. Well, you have a good night, and I wish you best of luck, and I do hope you find that road to redemption.
All right. And the thing is, here's the thing. My final statement, I don't need redemption. I'm good where I am. People are happy.
Okay.
People are happy. Not even if you're not. If you want to live in that world of drama and online stuff, more power to you.
You want to do next Thursday at 10 p.m.? We'll go through more evidence.
I'm done hating on
people. Come on, Phil. Do another show. We'll go through more evidence.
He won't even let me finish my final statement.
Go ahead.
He still talks over me. You can live in the world of internet drama as much as you want. You can enjoy it. Go for it. Normal people don't care. I don't care. We're all good. We're all good being over here on our side. You could be over there on their side. If ever we have collabs, maybe. Who knows, right? But I don't care about this stuff. I mean, more power to you. On to your next, or if you make more content about me, I'm not going to be involved in it. I really don't give a shit. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, all right, yeah. Well, best of luck to you. I do hope you find that road to redemption, and maybe work on that 10-year plan that you promised your parents and get a job.
The redemption I don't need. The plan that failed because of COVID, and then I explained that. But again, you're coming out of context. Bro. You're coming out of context of everything else. There's
honor thy mother and father.
There's nothing else to argue about here tonight.
They gave you the money when you needed it, though, dude. They gave you the money when you needed their help. You didn't keep your promise. That's all I'm saying.
You have a good night.
All right. Thanks. All right, friends. And he could just shut down his tab whenever he's ready and bounce out. That's fine. He's gone. So, look, I did my best. I don't know what to think about this whole situation. I kind of thought he was going to rage quit 10 minutes in, or, whatever. And honestly, it went a lot like I expected. We got kind of him talking in circles, making excuses. And what it keeps coming back into my mind, if thousands or tens of thousands of people were calling you a lying scumbag on the internet for years, and you got an ally, and let's be clear, I'm not really his ally, but because of the relationship that he has with the Kino boys and the relationship I have with them, I would never betray the guy. I would never stab him in the back. And, there could be legal consequences. I got legal non-disclosure agreements written up that basically say I won't give out his personal information. I won't give out account numbers. All I will do is check the records of his bank at the time of the bank leaks, and then check them against the bank leaks and confirm or deny whether the bank leaks accurately reflect his real account from him, records from him. He won't do that. I give him a separate NDA. Show me your WWE membership information. I won't disclose any personal information. I'll just confirm or deny. I'll just report on how much you're spending on a mobile game. He won't do that. I offered to go out and do the polygraph. He won't do that. I offered to pay for another professional polygraph examiner, retired FBI polygraph examiner. He won't do that. And it just leaves me with, there's a reason he won't easily disprove all of this stuff. And boy, I got bank leaks, denials. I got all these things. Bank leaks, audio. We got to that one. Here's one that we didn't get to. $1 million made. Where did it all go? I hate to jump. I'm not a fan of Keemstar, but I have a video. Maybe I'll play it another time of Keemstar, talking about level one. Like, Phil's still on level one after 15 years. And if he's made $1 million, where did it all go? Why does he have to say, I need money for groceries this week? Bank leak spreadsheet. The WWE mobile children's game expenditures were greater than his mortgage payments on many of those months. We didn't really get to the alcohol costs. And, I struggle with that myself. I spend $50 a week or something like that on beer, and my wife really doesn't like it because she keeps a spreadsheet and she reminds me in the last 3 months, you spent this on beer. We could go on vacation, she says. I feel like telling her that is my vacation. I have a tough day. I got a little vacation, and then I go about my business and do the next day. Legal bills, request proof. We hit that one. Bank records, 3 accounts compromised. So I want proof of the 3 banks accounts that were compromised. He said that 3 bank accounts were compromised. No, they weren't. He could easily provide proof of that. Bank leak proof. Haircuts. Come on, man. Some goddamn super spy is out to get Phil and managed to fake like all of these correlating events. He talked about getting a haircut 8 times. On the bank leaks, it's all correct. Bank leak denials, FOIA. So we talked to this retired police officer. PayPig Go matching bank leaks. He wouldn't let us get through them because he doesn't have an answer for any of them. I've got more correlating public statements from darksydephil saying stuff like, we're going out to eat tonight. And then there's a bank charge on a restaurant that's right near his house on the goddamn bank leaks. Those bank leaks are real. NDA. I went through the expense. I paid this lawyer, to write these NDAs. I want to see the bank leaks and his statements. They could easily disprove. I want to see his actual account statements from that 18 months, because then I could match them with the bank leaks and say, those bank leaks are fake. He won't do that. Chargebacks. He's constantly claiming he's got all these chargebacks. I don't think he does. That's just my personal opinion. I freely admit I'm speculating. I could be wrong. But in my experience covering grifters, and I hate to put him in that category, but I have to. In my experience covering grifters, there's always some mechanism in which they use to make their audience feel sorry for them so they donate more money. He's constantly saying he's got all these PayPal chargebacks. Yeah. What's this next one? Bank records, proof, 3 sheets, compromised bank. Yeah. He says that 3 of his bank accounts got compromised, and I want the police reports. But we already know through Freedom of Information Act, there was no police report about 3 compromised bank accounts. I'm sorry, if you call your bank and say, and they find out that 3 of your bank accounts have been compromised and somebody's committed identity theft against you, they will file the police report. There's no police reports. I'm not going to share this one because it's kind of, oh, you know what I am. I just wrote WWE, if true, equals scumbag. All right. WWE, down from the rafters. That's his account. You can't convince me it's not. NDA. I wrote a separate NDA so that he could show me his WWE account or the proof that he sold it. Remember, the story keeps changing. First, it wasn't him, and he lied about that for years. Then the dummy shared his phone on stream and WWE was up, so he had to admit he does play that game, and then the story changes. Come on, man. Yeah, WWE changing stories, money spent, and he said he sold the account. I checked the private exchanges where you could buy and sell these type of accounts. No down from the rafters and no whatever the original account name was. It kind of the original name of the account that people accused him of controlling escapes me. WWE consecutive log-ons. So that's something we didn't get to. If he sold his account, he must have sold it to somebody that's just as addicted to playing children's mobile games as him, because they consecutively log on every single time. They never miss a day. There's all these consecutive log-ons, right? And I'm sure I had it somewhere in here. The odds of those bank leaks being fake to me is just astronomical. He can't. I get it. I guess he can't admit that the bank leaks are real, because if he does, then people will know that he's living high on the hog and he's spending tons of money. We've got his wife on the I believe that's his wife. We got his wife on the goddamn website, right? Because you get a discount, right? If you let them use your pictures, you get a discount at that place. Do I believe Phil would tell his wife to do it so that he could get a discount? Hell yeah. Consecutive logons. Damn it, I can't find the consecutive. I have some graphic. It's not important, but there's like 2,300 consecutive logons on that WWE game. And a lot of the special events in that game correlate directly to the bank leaks. In other words, if they're offering like a special deal, like you get this wrestler for $29, it's on the bank leaks right at the right time. Okay, $50,000. He turned down a job. And he also turned down a Vegas trip, I think, with the Keno boys because he couldn't leave his cat alone. Okay. We covered this. Bankruptcy, $130K, and the $5,000 in expenses. Keemstar beef. We didn't really get into that one because he didn't want to stick around. And I don't blame him. He's right. We did go, in his defense, we did go far over. But if he had just answered yes or no and answered the questions, bankruptcy, this is a point that I didn't get to make to him. If he filed false information in that bankruptcy hearing, those could be felony charges. You swear to tell the truth on those under penalty of perjury, which could be a felony. I don't even know what this one says. Broside. I just had Broside so we could bring him in. And I had to do all this so that I keep all this straight. Financial irresponsibility. This is the last one, which we touched on. Financial irresponsibility and a finance degree. This man went to college for 4 years to learn about money and managing money. And look at how he manages his personal finances. It's terrible. But I honestly think that I have sympathy and empathy for him. I've been very fortunate in that the donations to my show pay for my show. In other words, they don't pay my mortgage, they don't pay my electric bill, my car bills, my medical bills. I have separate sources of income that cover that. My show's expenses are solely to pay for the show. So I bought a computer, I bought webcams, that comes out of the show fund. It's a separate account. And I have to be, look, cards on the table. I'm going to be totally honest. If I had to pay all my house bills, and I got a big house, right? If I had to pay all my house bills and all my bills from this show, I would get grifty real fast. I would have to survive, right? The statement about the pipes was true. So he was just grifting because he needs money to replace his pipes, you know? And I think that's the problem. Like, I think he would do much better off if he never talked about personal expenses or, you know.
I got the drip going. 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 It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean, these dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.